episode 9. It's the playoff series, it's the playoff version, and we are reacting to the round one. Of course, you saw us yesterday. You're seeing us today as well. We're gonna do this every day, guys. So get used to watching us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go.
So the first game we have for you is a very interesting series, which I am looking forward to. Is the Lakers Memphis, the Lakers Grizzlies. So Gopal, you saw this game. How was it? What did you think about it? Share your thoughts.
Hey, yeah. If you, for those who haven't watched the game, if you look at the scores, it's kind of misleading. You'll feel
Yeah.
like, oh, that the Lakers won it very easily. But
Right.
this was neck and neck, man. Like till I think the fourth quarter,
3 minutes, 4 minutes
three
left to
three
go.
minutes, 4 minutes left,
Yeah.
and it was very close. And obviously, we'll talk about Ja Morant and the possible injury scare to him. But I think that does disservice to the Lakers. I felt like the Lakers had multiple guys stepping up, and Lakers
Yeah.
always give us something in the playoffs, right? That's what makes them 17 titles, right? And
Yeah.
credit to them. And you look at the number of players on the Lakers. I think we had 5 players who scored 20 points or more. Like that's
Yeah.
insane, man. Like I don't think that happens, and credit to them, for stepping up, balance scoring, different guys coming good. And in fact, the intent of this game, we all spoke about this, right? Anthony Davis
Yeah.
starts off itself with a block. I think within the first couple of possessions, he had maybe
Yeah.
six blocks uh, in the game, right? So I think
7 blocks. Yeah.
seven, yeah. So I mean, terrific game, and this is the Lakers. That the scary part, Nikhil, is that
Mm.
they look like they're improving. Okay, this is a time when other teams are like consolidating, but it looks like Lakers actually figuring stuff out and they're
This,
getting better, which is whoa, and that's insanely scary, dude.
this is not even their final form.
Yeah, that's what they're getting better. So yeah, so crazy game, man, crazy game. I loved it.
Yeah. What I told I if you remember yesterday, I told you that the thing which will determine whether the Lakers win or not is simple. It is whether or not they can get a third scorer to step up. It can be
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell, Dennis Schroeder, or in this case, it was Rui Hachimura, who, my God, lit Memphis up. Like 29 points, 5 threes from a player you don't expect more than 10, 15 points. He was legit crazy.
I'm going to sort of deviate, not deviate, but just give some context, right? Because in FIBA competition, for example, people don't know this, but Hachimura balls out, man, for Japan. Okay, and I know it's not a comparison because Japan is obviously a weaker team, but the fact is
Right.
this guy knows how to step up and be the top dog, right? And this
Right.
this he was doing for Japan when he was what, 18, 19 or something, when he was still a Gonzaga bulldog or something. I talk about. So this
Right.
guy knows how to step up, and also if you look at the kind of looks that he got, they were wide open, and it
Yeah.
was basically LeBron and Schroeder doing like this pick and roll. Players were doubling LeBron, and LeBron was
Yeah.
obviously always making the right play, like he has been doing for
Like he always does. Yeah.
like for doing for 50 years, right? So credit to these guys for stepping up. They were not afraid, man. Like this was the question that we all had. Like the Lakers outside of the top two scorers, who else is going to step up? And we also had D'Angelo Russell, right? Let's not forget him.
Yeah.
Especially in the first half, I just like the fact. I think if D'Angelo Russell just keeps shooting, I think that itself helps the team, even if he does not make many of the shots that I think he should make. I personally, I think he should have a 30-point game, like the kind of looks
Absolutely.
that he got.
Right.
But the players are not afraid, man. They didn't disappear, and I think that's a huge sign. And shout out to small town boys, dude. Austin Reeves apparently grew up some 1.5 hours away from Memphis, right? And he was saying he has some 100 fans of his, or family, friends, relatives who had turned up. And I love it, and I love white guys, doing well. It's always unexpected, I think, but it's fun, man.
Yeah, yeah, there was a good game. It was an indicator of what's to come. I will say this though, if Ja was back and if he didn't get injured in the game, I think even this game Memphis would have pulled it off, and that's saying a lot because of how. So here's my thing, right? A lot of things went well for the Lakers, but till I think 3 minutes left to go, it was a very close game. And if Ja isn't down, I think Memphis actually pull it off. I
Yeah,
mean, what do you
okay.
think about that?
Yeah, so again, so like I said, first off, we should not do disservice to Tyus Jones, right? Like I think that guy, it's not like the team underperforms when Ja is not playing. Credit to him, he never makes mistakes. And if you look at last season also, right, Memphis had a crazy record, and they were actually better when Ja Morant was not playing in those 20, 30 odd games, right? So I'm
Right.
not personally, I'm not. I don't think Ja Morant coming in would have altered the result, right? But at the same time, I do feel, the fact that Grizzlies are unfortunately too small, right? And this, I think, does make a difference. I think, rather than Ja Morant, I think if Steven Adams or Brandon Clark had been there, I know we can't do what ifs, but I think that would have kept Anthony Davis more sort of anchored to the paint, right? And because Anthony Davis was able to step out and contest a lot of these shots, I think just having they just need one more big man. I think if that would have really altered the game, in my opinion. But yeah,
Hmm.
Ja Morant, let's hope he comes back because otherwise, this series is
It's a sweep.
it's a sweep. It's a sweep. Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. It's a
Yeah.
sweep. It's a sweep. Let's move on now. Oh, before we move on, one more thing. I think LeBron is slowly getting back in shape. I think he's using the series to sort of pace himself and get back into shape because he took a break like for a year, for a month and a half. So two things, right? If LeBron smells that Ja is not coming back, he should try to take over the series and end it quickly, so that he gets a lot of time to rest preparing for the Warriors next series.
You know,
Bec-
speaking about LeBron, just one statistic which
Right,
completely blows your mind. Number of playoff games of LeBron 266, which is 51 more than the entire
right.
Grizzlies line. I mean, that's
Yeah.
wow, wow. That just says a lot, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, LeBron in this regard is on a different level compared to anyone else.
Yeah.
Uh, like, if anything, the GOAT conversation, one place where he he brings it right is the longevity. Like Jordan didn't have this kind of longevity for sure. But yeah, let's move on to the next game. This was a intense game. I loved every bit of it. The Suns Clippers. Oh my god.
Man, crazy,
So what a
crazy.
game.
Yeah, yeah. What
So
what a game. Yeah, I mean, this was again. This was one of those games that you expect the Suns to be in control, right? But I think they were sort of playing catch up throughout the first half, and I think in the third quarter they sort of make a run. They were down by maybe double digits, I think, early in the third, and
right,
then they start knocking down shots, right? I think the first half is a combination of them missing the kind of shots we expect them to make, but also I think credit to the Clippers defense, man. Like what they were doing is they were packing the paint. Okay, and the
right,
only kind of shots that they were getting, which obviously they make, right? Like Booker and KD, they make these mid-range jumpers. Chris
right,
Paul also, but I still feel the Suns. You first have to get into the paint, right? That's what they say. They touch the paint and good things happen, right? So,
right,
but they were not able to do that in the first half. So I think
right,
terrific defense by the Clippers and Tyronn Lue, man. Like I genuinely love this guy. The way he sort of moves around his pieces, and he
right.
always does what needs to be done and adjusts according to his offense. And Kawhi, man, wow, that guy is born ready.
Whew. I told you, if the Clippers are expected to win this series, one is Westbrook has to play like he did today. He has to take it
Hmm.
personal. He has to create havoc.
You
He
saw the
has all the
block. You saw
tools.
the block on KD. Like,
He was playing intense. He took it personal. I loved it. I loved, dude. This is one of the things why I just can't hate Westbrook for the kind of player he is. He may not be efficient and all that, but I will tell you this: he will give you his all every single game. And
yeah.
this game was a very good example. He went 3 of 19 on the floor, but he looked like
Wow.
one of the most impactful players. And if Westbrook plays like this, I don't think the Suns can beat them. And the second is Kawhi has to go off the way he did. And the thing with Kawhi, especially in the playoffs, is I expect him to go off the way he did. Like
Hmm.
Kawhi in the playoffs is a different beast. I mean, what do you think?
No, no. So a couple of things, right? You first started off with Westbrook. I think a lot of this is masked as hate, right? I don't think we all, any of us hate him. We're just frustrated because we know how good he can be,
Yeah,
right?
right,
So it's more about like, भाई अगर हमारे पास ऐसी athleticism होती तो भाई हम क्या क्या नहीं करते, right? So it's more about Russell Westbrook. Like we love it. I don't think anyone wants to hate on him. We want him to be the player that we all know he can be. right?
Right.
And we're talking about Westbrook, man. Those down the stretch, come on, man. Like that is, and that too, it was him going to the line. We would have seen him, be shaky in the past. Right, I'm talking about when I say past, I'm not talking about like OKC wala Russell Westbrook. I'm talking about the post OKC. Right, he would have sort of flustered, missed maybe those free throws, and defensively also, man. Like that is not easy. Like I don't think anyone blocks Devin Booker. I mean, how often does he get blocked, man? And to do that and have the presence of mind to sort of, hit it back on him, I think this is not something any of us expected, or at least I didn't. But if Westbrook is going to be All Star Westbrook,
Yeah.
then we have a series, and this also goes to the Suns, right? Which we were talking about this yesterday. You can't just play 20, 25 games
Yeah.
together and then expect everything to continue. There's a difference in regular season and playoffs, right?
Absolutely.
And this again, I don't know what you feel about this. Like, I don't think Suns need an offensive coach, na? Kya, matlab, what is their offense? Like, basically, 4 out, 1 in, isolation. Okay, and then you have, what screen and rolls, that's it. I mean, what, like, okay, they don't need to do anything more than that, but what happens when your isolation breaks down, right? What happens when you
Yeah.
start missing these shots? What is your
Yeah,
plan B?
and also what happens in the playoffs is defenses start planning for that. You can't keep
Yeah.
doing the same thing again and again. One of the reasons why I hate the fact that KD left the Warriors is this, that they knew how to maximize that talent pool. This Suns team has as much talent as the Warriors did in the 17 and 18 run, but for some reason, as you said, isolation, screen and roll, इसके अलावा कुछ है ही नहीं offense में. These are
Yeah.
the two things which NBA defenses will figure it out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you see, one more important thing about the playoffs is this game was an ugly game.
Yeah, yeah. It
It
was
was
not
not a
pretty. Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
game.
Not pretty.
And Clippers, I think, thrive on that. They thrive when it's an ugly game. They thrive when there's like you're getting to the foul line, you're beating up, you're getting into the rebounds, you're trying to get blocks, you're pushing people around. That's the
Yeah.
style of play which Tyronn Lue loves. That's
Yeah.
how he beat up the Warriors also, in 2016,
Yeah.
wherein they won ugly, dude. I hated watching those games, but
Yeah.
then they won.
Yeah.
And I feel this is, by the way, the first loss which the Suns have with KD. So I don't know why many people are not talking about that. This is the
Hmm.
first loss of the Suns with the KD. And of course, it comes in a playoff game. It
Yeah.
doesn't,
Yeah.
like, because playoff games are ugly. And I remember I told you, right, when things get ugly, right, I just don't trust KD, Booker, or CP3 to get it done. For what
Hmm. Yeah. Because
I
okay.
told
Yeah.
this to you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
told
Yeah.
you that's why my pick is the Clippers. Like when it gets ugly, right? For some reason, I feel dude, KD didn't get off a shot in last 4 minutes. Why?
That's
Like, what
that's
he's the most like prolific scorer, and he didn't get off a shot in the last 4 minutes. What's
yeah.
going on here?
Yeah. That's my question here. Like, how do you learn chemistry during a playoff series, right? For
Hmm.
me, this is a big question. I still think though. Again, I don't know if it changes our series predictions, right? I don't know what were we saying. We were saying
So
Suns
I
in
said
five.
no.
What?
Yeah. I said Suns and five, dude. But if you get this Westbrook, right? If you get this Westbrook,
Huh.
I think Clippers have
And
enough to.
and it's not just Westbrook, right? You look at Ibiza Zubats, right? I
Yeah.
hope I'm pronouncing his name right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
First time I'm saying it out loud, right? We just so. But my point is, if I think he more than matched. I think he contained. He handled his way in the paint. Credit to
Right.
him. Like, and I think the role players that the Clippers have. You look at Eric Gordon, man. Like, man, I don't remember seeing after the Rockets. I remember like he had 12 points in 1 quarter, right? So, and that's what even the commentators talking about. Like how Eric Gordon is primarily an outside shooter, especially in
Right.
this stage of his career, but you still give him those wide open looks. Right?
Yeah.
At 18 points in 1 quarter,
Yeah.
that's what the Suns were, and your offense is what you're known for, right?
Right.
So I don't think they did anything wrong defensively. I mean,
Right.
but I just think I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, I
See,
don't know
that's
what.
the thing, right? I'm telling you, because it was such an ugly game, you don't really know what the Suns did wrong.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where you gotta win ugly games. Like that's
Hmm.
playoff basketball. They didn't make any glaring mistakes, if you ask me.
Exactly. That's what I was raking my head like, galti kya ho rahi hai? The only thing, like I said, is that they have not played together enough. right? Or I think, but I still feel like it's a matter of time. You can easily have Booker or KD going for 40 points each in the same game,
No,
right?
so I will tell you this, right? Of course, they are going to win games, and this is okay. So this is the Sun series to lose. Like everyone expects them to, do a gentleman's sweep on the Clippers. But if the Clippers are going to play like this, and the Suns don't know how to win ugly games, like this is their series to lose because no one's expecting. Dude, I wasn't expecting Clippers to even get one game. I'm not joking. Like I thought literally it would be a sweep. And after seeing today's game, I'm like, if they make it ugly, if they push the Suns around, if they take advantage of CP3, Terrence Mann was great. Like he
Yeah.
got a lot of defensive stops. It'll, this is one of those series where, and one more shout out to Westbrook. This free throw which you're seeing now,
Yeah, yeah.
like he was 60% free throw shooter, and he was money in the clutch. Swish, didn't touch
Yeah.
the rim.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, Westbrook, it looks like mentally he's very clear. That's what, see, a player like him who thrives on pace and
Right,
clarity should not have self doubt. I think self doubt cripples a player like Westbrook, right? Because the
right,
moment you're half a second slow in your decision making, a player like Westbrook is ineffective. Right? A lot
correct,
of it, like all his triple doubles are founded on boom, boom, boom. Okay, like just running the floor. So I think it's a super exciting series, and I think it's a vindication. I'm an old school guy. I love this idea of team basketball. You can't just slap in players together and just inorganically win
right.
titles, right? So man, what a series! This is going to be fun, and I also the scary part, Nikhil, is that if Clippers do win this series, you
Right,
have Paul George who is probably coming back. He's already started apparently stationary shooting workouts,
right.
right? Then everything changes, right?
Yeah,
Then you're
yeah,
looking at Clippers which have beaten the Suns
yeah,
potentially without Paul George. So imagine the confidence that they're riding on that, and then
yeah, yeah, yeah.
wow,
They'll have a
man,
lot of momentum.
they'll have momentum, and they may be favorites.
And I'll tell you one more thing. If I mean, look, it's too early. It's just game one.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course, Suns are going to make
We'll do. Yeah,
adjustments.
yeah, yeah.
But if Kevin Durant loses this, if Kevin Durant loses this series, I think the NBA should take his Finals MVPs away and give it to Steph. Because
Ooh.
look, he played well in those finals, okay. But then if he is not with this squad, if he cannot even get to the conference final or the finals, he has a first round exit with this squad. It just really puts into question of how good he is as a winning player. He's an incredible player, but as a team winning player, like what do you think? You think that's a hot take, or what do you think?
I mean, taking trophies away from him will be a bit.
But
Right?
I will really think that he didn't deserve those, man. I would fall into Charles Barkley's band, like his comment that KD was not the bus driver, he was just a rider.
No, no, no. I think yeah, I think see, but the fact is he still put up crazy numbers even for the Warriors, right? And
That's
see the
true.
no, no. When we talk about debate on who's the greatest, personally, I will never have KD among the greatest simply because he has not led his team
Right,
to a championship, right? But
right.
I don't think KD even cares about that. Like that's honestly the beauty. That's why he's like cold-blooded, like assassin type dude. I mean, taking apart today's game, but I'm saying he doesn't care, right? He doesn't care about the so-called loyalty, legacy. He's like, I'm going to go. I want to win. I want to go to the best team. Right? My point is, we can't impose our morals on a guy who doesn't think our way, right? But maybe yeah, if
Right.
he spends less time on Twitter, it may help. I mean,
But yeah, I really think if this really helps, if KD loses, it actually helps Curry's legacy a lot.
that's true. That's true. But I don't think there's anything taking away from Curry and I think anyone who follows the sport even mildly will know that the Warriors are Warriors because of their big three, right? And Kevin
Yep.
Durant was just an add-on. So I don't think it will add or remove or take away it, but it will add or remove from Kevin Durant's
Right.
legacy, right? So yeah, but yeah, the seed is just one game, man. Like we're getting ahead of ourselves because we just saw the game and we're like, whoa, man, this has changed everything. But I still think, in fact, more than KD, I think it is still Devin Booker's team. Okay, if you ask me, right? And this is a chance for Devin Booker to say, you know what, this is my team. I have been with this franchise for what, how many years? 7, 8 years,
Yeah.
right? And so I think it's more about Devin Booker stepping up and really asserting himself, and then I think then the rest of the team follows, right? That was also what KD did with the Warriors, right? Like he didn't say this was my team, right? It was more about him finding his way with the others. So, but yeah, so yeah, I would say Booker in game two is going to be a beast. That's my prediction.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's move on to the next game. This game was a snooze fest.
Okay.
It was the Wolves Nuggets. I
Yeah.
think from the first quarter end onwards, I didn't know what the Nuggets did well,
Ha.
right? But then they just thrashed the Timberwolves.
Okay. No, no. So I'll be honest with you. Like this was the game that I didn't even try watching because I'm like, it does not even look like it's it's a playoff game, right? At least that's the sense I got. Is it a? So I'll have to ask you. Is it a question of rest versus fatigue? I mean, what was
No,
that?
I don't know. Like for Nuggets are not known for being a very good defensive team, okay?
Okay.
But the Wolves could not buy a bucket. Dude, and I keep coming back to this one player who I have a lot of expectations from, who I believe has to be massive.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards. I just don't understand
Yeah.
why
He I,
this is a game where he can take over. Jamal Murray is an easy matchup for him, and he was again passive, hesitant. I don't know. I If he's playing injured, I think that's a big mistake. They shouldn't let that happen. But Anthony Edwards should dominate this because Nuggets are the league's worst defense when it comes to rim protection.
Yeah, no, Anthony Edwards, especially again going by the games that I have seen, especially in the late regular season,
Yeah,
he has quarters where he's just non-existent, right?
yeah,
And then he switches on for maybe 3, 4 minutes,
yeah,
and then he shows us that, whoa, man, that this guy can really take over. So that I think consistency with him
yeah.
uh, is super important. But then again, I'm also a Rudy Gobert like general. I mean, I don't know. So I'm not sure, man. Like Anthony Edwards, let's see what he can do. Whether he can bring in consistency. But Rudy Gobert, any team with Rudy Gobert, I'm not betting on it, man. I don't, what is your take about
So
Rudy Gobert, man? Like my
Rudy
point.
Gobert did get a couple of blocks on Jokic, dude. But I can't understand this guy being a legit 7 footer so long. How is he so bad on finishing around the rim?
That's why he has no
Like,
offense, dude.
bro, I
He
can
has
finish better, bro. Like, ये क्या करता क्या है? Dude, forget about offense and all. He can't finish dunks and layups, dude.
no, no.
He's
He
so long. I
yeah,
don't understand. He gets so many opportunities
yeah.
with no one around him, like with guards around him. He misses.
No, no. I
It's
think
crazy.
I think I think this also takes even more significance now because considering that whole punch that he threw,
Yeah,
right? These are things you can't discount, right? Especially if a senior guy on your team is
yeah,
actually a potential toxic or immature presence,
right,
right? Especially when he should be leading, right? That's the reason they got him, right? For
yeah,
his so-called playoff experience, right?
yeah.
And you're not getting that. I just think it does disservice uh, to the Timberwolves, right? So yeah, it's unfortunate because this again, T Wolves are again a team that has so much upside. If you look at the other pieces, that at least they should make it a series. So, but oh well,
And they
that
match
was
up well with the Nuggets on paper.
yeah, yeah,
Like Jamal. So I'll tell you what's gonna happen. Jamal Murray is gonna get back his rhythm in this series, and the next series, whomever they play against, they're gonna get lit by Jamal Murray because he's getting everything he wants. Despite having Rudy Gobert in the paint, he was
yeah,
penetrating easily. He was hitting. He's still not back to the bubble Jamal Murray, but he's getting there. He's getting there, and I think he's gonna get back his playoff rhythm. And
yeah.
look at some of these plays. You don't expect to see these in the playoffs, Gopal. I mean, are you seeing this? They're getting dunks, easy dunks. And I'm telling you, right? I'm watching this game. I'm like, Nuggets are not doing anything spectacular. Why are they building up a 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 point lead? Like, it's just increasing.
Yeah, but again, no, no. So a couple of things. I do think though, it'll help. a team like Minnesota to go back home, right? Even
Mhm.
if they go down 0-2, I think the momentum that they'll get playing at home, because they have had some great games at home,
Right,
especially like those the ones that they have to win, right? So they find a way.
right,
So I think that may help a team like TU. But again, coming to Jamal Murray, I think it's, you feel for the guy, right? You feel like that guy finally deserves it. He's had some really shitty luck in terms of his injuries. But
right.
anyway, Nuggets are, Nuggets are my team. I have picked the Nuggets, right? So it's just good to see them win by what, 29 points in game
Yeah,
one and start the playoffs. I mean, the
yeah.
way a team of their caliber should. So yeah,
I will
awesome.
tell this. There was another very nice player for the Nuggets today, Bruce Brown, who
Ooh,
was
okay.
on the Nets,
Nets.
I
Yeah, he
think,
was
a
on the
couple of years
Nets.
ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Played
yeah.
really well. Uh, did a good job. Played his role effectively. See, the thing with Nuggets is this: you got to be ready because the ball is gonna reach you if you're open. And he was ready and he hit his shots because
Huh.
that's what Jokic does, right? Dude, and I'll tell you one more thing. I could literally feel Jokic was coasting in this game.
Oh, but that's the kind of player he is. Now he doesn't look like he's putting in effort. Also,
I know,
one
but
more thing I wanted to check. This is a classic. I'm not trying to give Minnesota an excuse or cop out. The whole altitude business, playing it.
no, man, come on. I doubt that was the problem. I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway, this was a fun game. So let's get into tomorrow's games, which are what are our predictions for tomorrow. So Gopal.
Hey, wait. Are we not going to talk about the Bucks versus Heat? How are
Oh
we?
my
How are
God!
we not going to talk about that, Nikhil? Come on.
Look, man. After Giannis exited in the second quarter, that second I knew this game is over. And if Giannis is not coming back, the series is over.
No,
Like,
but see, but then again, if you are a championship team, which they are, right, and if you have all this depth, which you do have,
okay,
the very least you should be doing is taking it to 7 games,
okay,
especially against a team that has literally survived somehow. Okay, it was went to the relegated to the plane and lost their first plane, and then they had to come from almost the edge back, right? So my point is, I still think that the Bucks should be able to win one round. I mean, if you're a championship team without your star player, you should be able to win one round, right? And especially look at Giannis. You remember last time he had injured himself again in his previous finals or something, or one of the earlier,
right,
uh, and it looked like a crazy injury. That there's no way he can come back from this, but like an elastic band, and like he was miraculously healed, right?
yeah.
So what is, first of all, what is the injury report on him?
So
He may be
the
back,
thing is,
right?
yeah, he'll mostly be back. He has a back contusion. In fact, after the injury, also he played for a few minutes, but I think he couldn't keep up, so they shut him down.
Yeah.
Look, my thing is this, okay. Uh, I understand what you're saying that the Bucks should be able to win at
No, no,
least one
also one
series.
quick point. Okay, before
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
like even when Giannis was playing in the first quarter, it's not like the Heat started slow. Okay, so just pin it on Giannis being injured, I think, is honestly, and Heat was shooting crazy. They were shooting what, 56% or something from the right. But the
okay,
point is, Heat were, a lot of those things that I found fault with them in that game against Hawks, which they lost. They
right,
came out with full energy, and
yeah,
they were dominating, right? And that also, you can't discount the fact that that also forces your best player to probably take even more risks, right? And credit to Kevin Love, man. Like he was in position for that charge, right, Kevin? So you have to put yourself in a position which gives you advantage. It was not a dirty play by any distance. He was just
yeah,
there. He was standing, right? And then Giannis's own athleticism, yeah.
yeah.
Ooh, it's
He's
painful.
just this is the this is the
But
yes.
that is painful to look at, man.
I know it's look if Giannis is one of those uh, players from a athletic perspective. One is he's ridiculously athletic, but two, he is a power lifter. Like he lifts 400, 500, like 150, 200 kgs, 250 kgs deadlift, squat, and all of them. So his body is very tough. His body is strong. He must like if anyone comes back to an injury without any issues, I feel it's Giannis. My point is this game became boring the moment Giannis went down. Now, what you're saying is right. The Heat came and they started strong and they had a nice punch. But then, look, man, you expect the Bucks to have a counterpunch if
Yeah,
Giannis
yeah,
is there. The moment Giannis went down and he left, like you could feel the air out of the arena go. You could feel the air out of the players go. They were also just like, "Okay, let's see what happens." I have another thing. Many people expected Brook Lopez to do well on defense. He was getting abused by Bam. Bam
yeah.
just took him got a lot of shots over him. But yeah, this series, if Giannis is there, it's a gentleman sweep. If Giannis is not there, it's a sweep the other way. Like I'm not even joking, because Heat
Ooh.
is that kind of a team where they're looking to get an advantage. They'll make sure that they take an advantage for every flaw or fault which you have. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, no, for me, the Heat played like the bubble Heat, right?
Right?
Which either is an exception or it's a rule, right? So we don't know yet. And for me, also it was good to see. By the way, Tyler Hero is also.
Oh yeah, yeah. He
Uh,
broke his hand.
so I
He's
think
out.
he's out for the series, right? A
Yeah, yeah.
broken
He's out for
hand
the
is
series
not.
for sure.
So
Yeah,
that's. But I think obviously in terms of net effect, not having Giannis versus not having Tyler Hero is not really, you know. And also, it was good to see Duncan Robinson, right? Like
yeah,
I had forgotten about him. I mean, I think he's not even part of the rotation in recent
yeah.
weeks
He's
and
not.
months.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's fun. I think Heat, even if they win, they'll just play the role of a giant killer, and then they will lose in the next round,
yeah.
right? So
So if for example Giannis is out and if the Heat win, Celtics and Sixers are going to be so happy.
yeah,
They're like, instead of
yeah.
having a 7 game series, we'll be through the second round in like 4 games, 5 games. Because
Yeah.
Heat, yeah, that's the thing. I'll tell you another thing. I expect, for example, you said right, like championship team, they should be able to win one series at least without their main player. I don't think that works for Bucks, but it definitely works for the Celtics. Wherein Celtics
Mm.
have so much depth that say Jalen Brown or Jason Tatum go down for a series. I think they have enough to win that series, but I don't think Bucks have enough to overcome loss of Giannis.
No, in theory, I mean, that's the whole point of what Chris Middleton, right? He's supposed to be like the guy.
No man, I don't know. Very inconsistent. If he has it going, he has it going.
Even
If
he's
not,
coming off some injuries and he
and he's
played.
coming off an injury exactly. So Bucks, they say that he has the strong. Yeah, they say Giannis has the strongest supporting cast. But if
Hmm.
Giannis is not there, he's the pillar holding it all together. If Giannis is not there, the supporting cast sucks. So that's my idea. Oh, one small thing during the just to stop this for now, during the Lakers game, even AD got a bit injured. So
AD always get injured, na? Like I'm like now he can't lift his hand. I'm like, क्या हो रहा है भाई हर game में there is, but it was weird. Like and he came back and he was perfectly fine.
I know, though, this guy is strange. His body is very different. It just does
Yeah.
not make sense to me, also. So, this was all the games which happened today. I didn't want to react to the Heat's bug game only because of that. Like, the moment Giannis went down, it became a very boring game.
Hmm.
And it was so clear that these guys are going to just kill them, so that's Heat, right? Heat is like that. You give them a small opening and it's game over. You can't give them a chance. The way to beat down the Heat is they cannot have a chance. If they get a chance, they'll take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our predictions for tomorrow.
Just two games tomorrow. I'm surprised.
Right. So tomorrow we have 2 games, the 76ers Nets and the Kings Warriors. Now 76ers Nets, everyone knows what's going to happen, guys, so let's ignore that. But
Oh, okay. Man.
let's talk about the Kings Warriors because that's an exciting series. So Gopal, who do you have?
The Kings Warriors. Oh, okay. I'm going to go with the Warriors, man.
Hmm.
I think even you are. I mean, because for the Kings, I mean, they have to recreate what they did in game one. I think they're going to. I think that initial enthu that oh 17 साल बाद हम घर पे खेल रहे हैं, I think
Right,
that now is when the series starts, right?
right,
You got that first game
right,
jitters or excitement out of the way, and
right,
now it purely comes down to experience and execution.
right.
Which so I have Warriors winning and winning by maybe 15-20. I think it's going to be a statement win for the Warriors.
I'll go. So I initially thought the same thing, but
Huh.
for some goddamn reason, I feel the Kings even take this.
It'll be good if they do. Indian owner, by the way. Let's keep pushing pushing that in.
Because here's the thing, uh, I think we're gonna have a similar game wherein it goes down the wire, and I think because of the home court, Kings will have the momentum going down the wire, and I think they'll hit a couple of big shots which Warriors may miss, and they take it. But after this, I think Kings don't take another game. So here's
I
my
I
thing. So
I get
for
what you're
the
saying.
next game, I feel Kings will ride that momentum of coming back on their home court after long. They will ride it, and they may actually pull off a very very close game, one or two plays here and there. Let's see who's right, Gopal. But I feel the Kings take the next game, and the reason I'm giving it to them is I think that momentum is still in the arena.
हो गया भाई, मोमेंटम खत्म है वो। 2 दिन बाद ये मोमेंटम शोमेंटम नहीं होता है कुछ भी, ठीक है। एंड इवन सैक्रामेंटो का एक एक प्ले आउट गेम तो जीत गए। आई थिंक इट्स हार्ड मैन, इट्स हार्ड फॉर देम टू, बट आई मीन फॉर द सेक ऑफ बास्केटबॉल आई होप यू आर राइट, because we would all want a long series, but I think this is when the Warriors tell people that hey man, we are a championship team, थोड़ा relax करो। किंग्स जीत गए, घर पे जीत गए, 2 पॉइंट से 3 पॉइंट जो भी है जीत गए, but
हाँ,
I think it's the Warriors, man. And I think let's not underestimate the adjustments, right?
right,
That Warriors are going to make, right? They're going to do stuff. In fact, I won't be surprised if they even start off with a giant. They have these giant quarters, right? Warriors are known for that crazy quarters, right? And if they just imagine they come out in the first quarter and they hit like 10 threes, what happens then, right? So I'm just saying it's, but yeah, it's a game worth watching, right? I'm sure we'll end up watching this game
yeah, yeah, yeah.
tomorrow. So,
So a lot of people around have been asking to start watch-alongs. Me and Gopal are discussing this.
हाँ,
What we have planned is few announcements coming for watch-along, so we will let you know about that.
yeah,
It's going to be fun. Me and Gopal will iron out the details today and announce it. But for the playoffs, we'll let you know. One of the issues with watch-alongs is, well, the bandwidth itself. NPS streams consume a lot of bandwidth, so live streaming gets harder. I'll let you know if that's possible. But yeah, apart from that, guys, this was Desi Ballers episode 9, the second playoffs edition. We are going live every day. We have a playoff game. We have something very exciting for the conference finals and finals.
very
So
exciting.
stay tuned for that. Bye,
Okay,
guys.
bye.